Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you second year students? I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start topic number 14.7 and we are going to determine the charge to mass ratio. E over m is known as charge to mass ratio of an electron. As in last lecture yesterday we have discussed about electron force experienced by electron positive charge and force experienced by proton, that is equal to F is equal to minus EV cross B. This is the force experienced by a negative charge, that is electron, and force experienced by positive charge is written as F is equal to plus EV cross B. In today's topic we are interested to calculate E over m F1 of an electron. So to understand it, it's compulsory to understand the given diagram in this topic. This is an electron, a charge having negative charge. It is electron. It is moving with some force. It has experienced some force F under the action of magnetic field, as these cross show magnetic field, that is into the paper. Magnetic field is inside the paper, going from your side to inside the paper. So in simple words we can say magnetic field, these cross show magnetic field going into the paper. Okay, due to this magnetic field the charge minus q experiences a force, and this is the red arrow show force that is experienced by this charge. So it is moving with constant speed. That constant speed is represented by v. The angle between V and magnetic field that is into the paper is 90 degree, as both are perpendicular to each other, while force experienced by this charge due to this magnetic field is also perpendicular to both V and V. Understand? So now if we provide a centripetal force to this charge, and what is centripetal force? It is a force that keeps the object to rotate, to move in a circular path. So if we provide centripetal force to this particle negative charge electron, it will tend to rotate in a circular path as shown in this diagram by dotted lines. Okay, and this circle have radius r. So now we have discussed in detail the diagram. First of all we have discussed about the magnetic field that is into the paper. Secondly, about there is a charge, we have taken its negative charge electron, and it has some speed v due to the action of this magnetic field, and the charge experiences a force represented by F, and the angle between V and magnetic field B is 90 degree, while the force is perpendicular to both V and B. Okay, when we have provided some necessary centripetal force to this charge, it tends to rotate in a circular path as shown in this figure. Okay, and the angle of this force is perpendicular to both, remember it, this force is perpendicular to both V and B, and this circle made by this negatively charged particle electron having radius r represented by this small r. Okay, now as we have provided magnetic centripetal force, while the magnetic force F is BeV, as you have learned in start of the topic, EV cross B sin theta, where theta is in this diagram we have discussed 90 degrees. So that's why your answer is BeV or EVB. You can write it, they are now in multiplication form. So magnetic force BeV is equal to centripetal force mv square over r. Okay, while m is in numerator, so it comes on left hand side, it comes in denominator. E over m is equal to v or br, as one v is cancelled out with this square, right? So E over m, so you can calculate E over m value if you have given v, b and r. This is your first equation. So you can say if v and r are known, E over m of an electron is determined. The radius r is measured by taking the electron trajectory, while this radius r is measured by when you know about how much long this circle was. If you know about the circle's trajectory, then you calculate its radius. So this is not a simple calculation. This radius is calculated by another experiment that is used by filling a glass tube with a gas such as hydrogen at low pressure. This tube is placed in a region occupied by a uniform magnetic field of known value, as circle under the action of magnetic force is formed, then with the help of that material, that apparatus, we can easily calculate the radius of the appeared sphere. A sphere will be appeared due to action of these gases in a circular form, and with the help of a scale is already attached on that material, that is we will use on that apparatus that we will use to find the radius. As electrons are shoot into this tube, they begin to move. A very dim diagram is given in your book of this experiment. This is the diagram. This is an apparatus, a separate apparatus, which is helpful to find the radius of the circular path of that electron. This complete tube is placed in a region occupied by a uniform. There is a strong magnetic field around this tube, okay, of known value, whose value is known. So we have known value of magnetic field. As electrons are shoot into this tube, they begin to move along a circle as centripetal force is provided to them under the action of magnetic force. As the electron move, they collide with atoms of the gas, right, like as there is hydrogen gas. So this excites the atom, due to which they emit light. They excite, they interconnect with each other, they hit each other. So due to this interaction, they show a light, they emit light, and their path becomes visible as a circular path. This blue area shows the visible path of hitting electrons, okay. So in this way, a sphere is visible to us, and with the help of a scale, we can calculate its diameter, and the half of the diameter is, we know very well, its radius. So in this way, we will calculate the radius, and after calculating value of radius, we will put it in equation E over m is equal to V over BR. Dear students, I am repeating again, we can calculate the value E over m if we have value of V and R, because B is known, magnetic field is known. So now we have discussed in detail how can we have calculated the value of R. Now left behind term is only V. So now we are going to discuss how can we calculate value of V. So after that, we have three values, V, B, R. So by putting these values, we can easily calculate E over m of an electron. So in order to measure the velocity V of the electrons, we should know the potential difference through which the electrons are accelerated before entering into the magnetic field, okay. We have to know about this is V speed, while this capital V show potential, right, electric field potential. If V is this potential difference, consider if this V is potential difference, the energy gained by electron during this acceleration is VE. This is the E represent electron and V is potential. So the potential gained by these electrons is represented by capital VE, while the small v represents speed, okay. So we can write kinetic energy half mv square is equal to VE. This is the potential difference applied to the electrons so that they will move having kinetic energy, okay. So half mv square is equal to VE. So this V speed is equal to, so you can easily write V is equal to 2 VE. This 2 comes in multiplication on right hand side. 2 VE is equal to over m, okay. M from left hand side comes in denominator, while V speed is in square. So due to this square, we will write square root. So V, by putting values of potential difference, electron and mass, we can calculate the value of the speed. So now by putting the value of V, this one in above equation, in E over m is equal to V over BR. Now putting the value or calculated value of V here, you can easily calculate the final equation, that is E over m is equal to 2V over B square R square. Now I have put the value of V. E over m is equal to, that is 2 VE, this V is potential, VE over m over BR. Simple calculation. To eliminate this square root, take square on both sides. E square over m square is equal to 2 VE over m over B square R square. So E over m is equal to 2V over b square r square, as this m is cancelled out with this other m and one e is cancelled out with this e. So e over m is equal to 2v over b square r square. So this is our final calculated value of the ratio between E over m, charge to mass ratio value we have calculated. So now by putting value of V, B and R, we can calculate the value of E over m. Always remember the difference between small v and capital V. So this is also important long question. Now try to solve example number 14.4 and 14.5, as both have used the same formula as we have calculated. So this is your home task. Learn the complete topic very well and solve these examples 14.4 and 14.5. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.